So why is it that white men always want to talk to me about having more black fathers in the house and begin to lecture me on how black people should not be killing each other? And if anything, because I've gone through this all my entire life, that's why I'm making this video. So again, I'm about to go and I'm just going to say, what I've told many a white men and white women, that now I'm just going to say it a little bit more public. And so he then says, "Hey, I think I know you pretty well, but black people, something like black people need to have more fathers in the home. That's you need to talk to them about that." How did my man do it? And I am not going to be lectured about the ills of the black community from someone white who, from all intents and purposes, from what I got, didn't have solutions. At no point in time have I ever looked at a white man, and nor did I look at this man, and say, let me tell you some of the ills and the problems that's going on in the white community. Because if we want to talk about fatherlessness, I'll go back, and I said in the video recently, this is not a red pill channel, but I am very well versed in the red pill talking points in the community. When I go to England, when I go to Brazil, when I go to the Caribbean, why do I see the same ills impacting the black community that happened in Detroit, that happened in Chicago, that happened in New York, that happened in all the major cities here in the US? That has a problem? Or is it the fact of we have a system that was set in place that designed it that way? And as I asked the gentleman, I have no problem talking about fatherlessness in the black community, but I also want to talk about how it got that way, because unless we talk about how it got that way, then we're always going to stay in this loop. So that's why I say, let's go ahead and talk about how we got that way. Because if we can talk about that, and this is what I did tell the gentleman, what I've told my kids, and what I tell any man that I'm talking to or in a mentoring situation, or I'm speaking into his life, just because a system is set up that way, when you realize where the traps are at, now you do know where to walk and where not to walk. So again, if we want to deal with black fatherlessness, we want to deal with black culture, then let's talk about how your community contributes to that stereotype then. So again, we don't want to talk about, or as I was telling this gentleman, let's talk about how white people feed into that. That's how, again, sins of the past end up affecting people in the future, but you only want to talk about what people are doing in the future. So if you don't do that to me, how about I don't do that to you?